Back to Antigua Barbuda today on this Tuesday morning. Well, we just talked about entrepreneurship and minding your business. Now we're talking about cruising. And if you've never taken a cruise, this is going to be an important interview because we, and I say we, yes, we're making it much easier for you to do so. We're sitting with Dona Regis Prosper, who's the General Manager of Antigua Port. Welcome, Donna.
Thank you.
And we've also got, joining us live via Zoom this morning, Claudius Doscal, who is Vice President of Deployment at Crystal Cruises. Claudius, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How is it in beautiful Antigua? I'm missing it. I have been now in 2 years.
It's nice and warm. How is it there?
Well, it was 72 degrees yesterday, and we're expecting 3 inches of snow today.
Oh, boy. My commiserations. Let's hope you're able to make it back here pretty soon. All right, Donna, let's start with you, if you would, because the issue of home porting has come up in news articles. It's been discussed, but some of us don't understand the concept. So what is home porting?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on behalf of my local team here in Antigua and the wider team in Europe and Asia and the Bahamas. Thank you so much. So home porting, if I were to put it in, do you like cars?
I do.
So if I were to put it in the context of a car and go to the car industry, it's really like the Rolls-Royce of cruise port management. What do I mean by that? Is there are various types of ports of calls. First, you could have a transit call, which is what we're accustomed to in Antigua and many islands in the Caribbean. And then there is a technical call, which is what's happening now in Antigua. The home port, as the name suggests, is really where the ship would live for a period of time. So anything that ship needs will be done in the destination. She stays alongside for a longer time than just a day. And she also, it's where the cruise will start and end. So passengers will come into Antigua via the airport, get transferred in either to a hotel or directly on board the ship. So there are many, many opportunities that home porting provides, which is why we call it the premium in terms of cruise port management. Yes.
Great. And how is it that we came in Antigua to be positioned to be able to attract a cruise line to home port in Antigua Barbuda?
Well, part of our strategic plan as Global Ports, as your cruise port manager, what we had sought to do in terms of positioning Antigua is, in addition to a transit call, Antigua makes a very good transit calls because there's so many things to do in Antigua. But on a more strategic level, Antigua checks so many boxes. So there are several things that Claudius would look forward to as a home port. And one of these things would be the airlift. Persons could come into Antigua. We have a fabulous airport in Antigua, which is very modernized. And we also have great infrastructure. And with the completion of the 5th berth, that is an additional reason for cruising, or starting a cruise in Antigua. In addition to that, you have a good hotel plant in the destination. So Antigua checks a number of boxes as it relates to home porting. And also, most importantly, is the geographical location of Antigua. It's right in the heart of the Caribbean, so itineraries could be formed easily from Antigua. So what we did at Global Ports was to package that and present it to cruise lines. And Claudius and I had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, and we spoke about it. And I could let Claudius speak a little bit more about why he chose Antigua.
Indeed. We will. We're going to come back, Donna, to talk to you about what we need to happen so that we're able to make sure that this really takes off in Antigua Barbuda from our end. But Claudius, again, thanks for joining us. We've heard what Donna has been doing with her team to ensure that Antigua is attractive. Why would you have chosen Antigua as a home porting call?
Yeah, thanks again for having me. And I really can only say Donna really hit all the highlights, all the main points. And I've known her for almost 10 years. And I saw there's a certain level of trust in her abilities and promises. And so, you know, we love working with Donna and the port of and the country of Antigua. But I think there's a few other things I want to mention in addition to what Donna said. That first of all, your Minister of Tourism, Mr. Fernandez, we had some phone calls with him and very willing to cooperate. And I think also his commitment, especially now at this time, to not just having cruise ships come and do home porting, but also to the safety of not just the residents but also the crew and the passengers, to make sure that everybody is operating in a very safe and controlled environment. But then also to pick up what Donna said, the Antigua has so many things to offer, and she already mentioned the airport, the great new berth at the port, but also the connectivity to London, for example, that allows us to bring in guests from Europe. And she also mentioned the hotels. When you have a turn port, many guests then choose to spend a few extra days either before or after the cruise on the island. So it's a win-win not just for the port, but it is also a win-win for all the wonderful resorts you have on the island. And there's a lot more money involved because people use the airport, people use transfers, taxis, they use local restaurants, local hotels. So that's why a lot of the ports in the Caribbean are trying very, very hard to become home ports. And then, excuse me, you also have a great relationship with Bryson Shipping and then Neil Keeling from Rendezvous Antigua. And last but not least, Antigua has a very upscale image that fits with what our clients are looking for when they come on board a luxury cruise line such as Crystal.
All right, we look forward to having Crystal in our port. But tell us more about your cruise industry, your cruise line, and what your guests can expect on board. You said that it's a premium choice.
Yeah, thank you. We have several different options, and we are definitely players in the upper luxury category. And what's so special about Crystal is space. Our ship that we'll be taking to Antigua every 10 days, staying for 2 days, will be our Crystal Symphony, and it's all about space. We will be arriving with 800 passengers, no more, and the ship that size can easily carry 1,200 passengers. But we have not only reduced capacity, but we have reduced capacity even without any pandemics, because just for example, we don't have any inside cabins. So for example, when you walk on a cruise ship, you have cabins on the inside and cabins on the outside in the corridor, but we don't have the inside cabins. The space automatically in the corridors is reduced by half. But then in addition also, we have a wonderful wraparound deck. We have 11 choices of restaurants. If you think about that, for 800 people, we have butler service, enrichment. So there's a lot of things we have on board the ship that our guests so much welcome. And when you look at our reviews, the one thing Claire's always is that they feel so welcomed by the service and the focus our crew has on passengers. And as I said, we have 800 passengers on this size of vessel. We also have 566 crew. If you think about that, that is an awful lot of crew serving only 800 passengers.
And Claudius, what are the other ports of call when you're home port in Antigua Barbuda? What other ports will you be visiting?
In addition to our 2 days on beautiful Antigua and Barbuda, we will be spending some time in Barbados, Tobago, British Virgin Islands, and St. Martin.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Donna, coming back to you, what are the benefits of home porting for us, and what is it that you need for us to be able to do to help you do your job better in terms of making sure this is a success?
Okay, so it's a situation where we need all hands on deck. We have a very unique opportunity here. On the other side of COVID, at the end of this pandemic, or while we get through this pandemic, it's really the answer that we've been looking for. A port of call is great, but with this model, you get to check so many boxes. The airports benefit, the taxi drivers benefit, the hotels benefit, and then you have the food and beverage sector that also benefits as well. So this is a unique opportunity for us to all take advantage of everything this provides to us, because the economic impact of this is almost threefold when you compare it to a regular port of call.
Now, you gave me some tidbit information before we got on set, and I'm going to allow Claudius to break the news about when tickets go on sale. But when are we looking at for possible restart? I know you gave me the exact, a tentative date, but let's hear it from you.
Well, I'm very happy that you asked this question, because we're looking at a possible summer restart of cruising. And I'd like to really join Claudius in really thanking the government of Antigua, specifically our Minister of Tourism, Minister Fernandez, who has been very, very supportive in terms of working with us as we try to restart this industry in Antigua.
All right, so summer starts, and Claudius, talk to us about tickets, and because if you're home porting here, that means it's much easier for me to take a cruise. When do tickets go on sale?
We're going on sale this week, and we are trying to commence this journey with some very favorable pricing. starting at around $3,000 per person. And as I said, it's a 10-night cruise. And the other advantage with Crystal is that when you purchase a ticket with us, there are many, many things that are already included. So once you come on board, we have your Wi-Fi included. We have gratuities included. That includes the wait staff, the room staff, and also included is our alcohol and soft drinks. So when you come on board, it is all included. And guests really enjoy the fact that when they meet somebody in the dining room at one of the restaurants, or if they're sitting at the bar and the drinks are included, nobody has to worry, well, who's paying for whom, and it just makes for a very relaxed atmosphere. And then, as I said, we're starting our sales today, and we had just the last couple of weeks also started sales for our other ships, and we've had record sales. So given the fact that we are starting in Antigua and operating round trip Antigua, I think sales will very likely reach 30-40% within 24 hours, which is fantastic.
All right, excellent. We're going to get the website. Crystal Cruises, of course, home porting in Antigua Barbuda. You're able to start your cruising here. Tickets go on sale today. You want to check the website to ensure that you get access to those tickets. And the early bird tickets, and they're priced very, very well. Donna, we've got to wrap up, but tell us, you've completed the 5th berth, home porting, you've ticked that box. What's next for you and for Antigua Port?
Well, the next, as you could see, as we go through our to-do list, we're ticking. So the next for us is really the development of the land side, which means the renovations of Heritage Key, and also the commercial development at Point, right adjacent to the 5th berth. There's about 50 square feet of commercial land that's available to us for us to put retail, food and beverage, ship services in that area. So that's the direction that we're moving in as we move along in transforming Antigua, both as a home port and a port of call.
All right, excellent, Donna. We like to see action. We like to see progress.
Thank
Congratulations on all the hard work that you've done so far, all the
Thank you.
accomplishments, and Antiguans and Barbudans, I'm sure, looking forward to this home porting experience. I mean, seeing a ship that originates here, basically,
Yes.
docked here, people are able to board here and go to other ports of call, travel for 10 days, 10 nights, come back to Antigua.
Yes.
Making cruising very affordable and accessible to Antiguans and Barbudans, and the spin-off
Absolutely.
benefits are going to be tremendous.
Thank
you
you
so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Very welcome. So Dona Regis Prosper, the General Manager of Antigua Port, and Claudius, who joined us, he's from Crystal Cruises. Claudius, thank you so much for joining us from across the oceans. We really appreciated your being with us this morning. All right, we're going to take a break and come back to many more things here on Antigua Barbuda today on this Tuesday morning. Stay with us.